Hello, hello, and welcome back as we get ready to watch Lewis Finch go face first into the Fishatron 5000, get turned into all white chunk light tuna, tossed into a jar of mayo, and spread over some whole wheat toast. In Perfidious, Pete plays What Remains of Edith Finch. Firstly, I'm still operating under the assumption that Lewis offed himself in order to escape his dissatisfying home life and his abode in a boat atop a house. Make me want to fling myself into a Fishatron 5000, let me tell you. Or, alternatively, I suppose there is some modicum of compelling evidence that maybe Lewis just got up one morning, did a quick wake and bake before his shift, and then wasn't paying attention when the sleeve of his all-hemp cable-knit sweater got caught in the PTO shaft of the automatic deboner, and it pulled him into the jaws of the grinder. Also, I'm pretty sure that whatever is left of Lewis is... This is tough to say, but I think he's in the cans of fish we've been finding scattered all over the house. There aren't any in this room, per se, but we've been finding loose cans of fish everywhere all over the house, and I think I know why now. I think that when Lewis fell into the jaws of the grinder, the owners of the cannery couldn't turn the machine off in time, and they also couldn't recover his body then from the Fishatron 5000. So what they did is they just canned him up, shipped him back to the old Finch place in a box with a sympathy card and a coupon for a free lifetime supply of flaky North Atlantic scrod, courtesy of your friends down at the cannery. By the way, don't eat this box. It contains 99% your son. It's heartbreaking. Oh, Lewis was on, he was on, okay, so we got a lot of beer, we got a bunch of prescription medicine, we got some marijuana over here. Lewis was into altered consciousnesses, clearly, that's fine, but let's see if I'm right. Was it the cannery that did him in? Or was it, in fact, Lewis himself? What's his note say? Greater Seattle Institute of Psychology, 1957 Shop Boulevard, Seattle, Washington, 98100. Don Finch, 2141 Fireweed Road on Orca Island, Washington, 98245. That's right, old Lewis lived on Fireweed Road. Let's fire up that weed, bro. Woo!
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation.
So he definitely
As I
offed
see it,
himself
trouble
then.
began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Lewis was just
During this
partying,
period,
bro.
I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Oh, okay. So we're going to be hurt. Holy shit, he is going to off himself in the Fishatron 5000.
Working at the cannery.
Yep. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not working. Don't tell me I got to keep working at what if I shove my hand in here? Can't do it, huh? No? So, it wasn't the waking and bacon that killed him when he was chucking mackerel into the Fishatron 5000. It was the monotony of not being baked while beheading mackerel and chucking him into the Fishatron 5000.
But he withdrew part of himself.
He withdrew part of himself? Oh, yeah. Get it again. Get some fish. Oh, come on, man. His head wasn't fully gone.
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
Repeatedly shoving the fish into the chopper over and over and over again because it makes a pretty... Hey, stop throwing him down the thing! I feel like my supervisor's getting onto me. He's like, Lewis, man, you gotta quit chopping the heads, bro.
His mind began to...
Yes, you gonna finish that thought? I'm really tempted to stick my hand into the Chop-O-Matic 9000 over here. What's this? His mind began to wonder what they did with all the fish heads, because that's what my mind is beginning to do. Oh, look at me, Mr. Fishy, swimmy, 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 swimmy. Oh, God, no, the jaws of death. Can I have some more fish, please? I'm actually really enjoying throwing fish into the Chop-O-Matic 9000. His mind began to what? Okay, I can't do anything with this. What's my mind beginning to do here? Do I have any other control? Oh, hold on here. Here we go. Wait. Oh, I'm a little man who can walk around in like a... Well, that's nice, little man, but you know, there's fish over here, and I gotta chop them. Knife goes in, guts come out. 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 This is what Osaka Seafood Concern is all about. You just keep the fish coming, man. That's right. Hit him again. Come on, hit him again, though. Don't fling him down. I want multiple chops. Now give it to him again. Come on. There it is. One more. One more. Oh, look at that. Mackerel Steve was too quick, Chop-O-Matic. What are you gonna do? You missed again, sucker. I'm starting to think that maybe I missed my calling as a career path. I may have missed my opportunity. Turns out I should have been working in a cannery on Orca Island, because I'm pretty sure that this is never gonna get old. Ever. I could do this all day. Just, yep, here we go. In you go. See you now. One more for the fish slaughterer. That's right. Come on, let's chalk in the old grinder. Next. Come on, a lot of hungry people out there. Everybody loves mackerel. Step on up, get your head sliced off, and go on into the deboner. I bet Lewis loved fish and chips. Chuck, yep, one more. Into the deboner. There you go. White fish for everybody. Come on. That's it, right there. One more. Lightly battered, maybe with a little tempura. We'll get you some nice, thick-cut, hearty fries to go with it. Keep them coming. There's hungry people out there. Let's go. More fish. Yep. Please tell me that there is an achievement, by the way, for chopping the heads off of like 8,000 fish. I really want there to be an achievement for this. Like, desperately. Gut 12,000 fish. Just, there's, okay, it's like gut 100 fish. The achievement is gut 100 fish as Lewis. I can feel it. The game would not play me like this. They'd be like, no, Pete, you know there's an achievement for this. And I'd be like, yeah, there is. I want to work a full shift. That's what the achievement should be called. It should just be called full shift. Work a full shift at the cannery as Lewis without wandering through whatever the maze is that you're supposed to be doing, but instead are ignoring in favor of having the fun slicing the heads off of mackerel. Also, Lewis, I'd like to say, this seems like it would be the perfect job for a serial killer, too. Let's say you're a burgeoning serial killer, but you don't want to engage in your darkest dark desires, and you're trying to fight off your baser impulses. What's the best way to go about avoiding committing a homicide or winding up in jail? Or, you know, if only Dexter had decided, you know what would be better for me than working as a blood splatter technician and be surrounded by policemen and other investigative types all the time? I should just get a fucking job in a cannery where I can slaughter fish all day long. Then I won't feel the need to kill a higher evolved living being, because what I'm lacking in intelligence, I'm making up for in numbers. I kill one person and it, you know, satisfies my dark passenger for like the next, I don't know, 3 to 4 weeks roughly, till I can find a new person to kill. But I get, let's say, 1/10,000th the satisfaction from slicing the head off of a mackerel that I get from slicing a head off of a person. But you know what? You slice the heads off of 10,000 mackerel every 3 weeks, you're gonna get a fucking promotion, man. Your boss at the cannery is gonna be like, Jesus Christ, Lewis, you're chopping like mackerel like nobody I've ever seen before. You're flying fish like a madman over here. I've never seen anyone better gifted at slaughtering senseless animals. And you'd be like, well, boss, I just really love my work is all. Slicing the heads off of fish, it's the only thing I've ever wanted to do that isn't slicing the heads off of people. And it'd been like, well, that last part, son, is disturbing, but you know what? If you keep up this pace, I won't even mind if you kick Rick into the grinder. I'll let you homicide him, because you know what? He's an underperformer, Lewis. He underperforms. And sure, the workman's comp claim is going to cost us a lot, but you know what? I don't think it's going to cost us as much as just keeping him on for the next decade with his terrible productivity. If we could get him replaced with another go-getter like you, the settlement we're going to have to pay his family for having him fall into the grinder and wind up canned into big wad of chunk light tuna, it's still a net gain for the company. Go ahead and murder him. Look at, I could literally do this all day. It's actually disturbing how enjoyable I find this activity. This could have been the whole game, and I would have been like, well, you know what? Money well spent. Just, I'll be over here slicing the heads off some mackerel. Keep 'em coming, that's right. How could your mind ever begin to wander, Lewis? You've got the mackerel slicer right here. What more could you need out of life to live fully satisfied as an individual than the ability to come stand in front of this machine for 8 hours a day and slice the heads off of mackerel? I mean, really, what the hell more do you want out of life, man? What could you possibly need that isn't this? And if you get hungry, you know, you've got as many fish heads as you can eat. I think there's an unlimited supply available for us. That's that is one unmentioned perk of working in a cannery, slicing the heads off of mackerel for 22 hours a day. At the end of your shift, they'll let you take home as many buckets of fish heads as you want. You got a weird kid that you don't like, that you're hiding from society, keeping him locked in the attic and feeding him a bucket of fish heads every week? You can go crazy with that shit. You don't have to feed him a bucket of fish heads a week. He can get a bucket a day, maybe even 2 buckets on holidays. Hugo has never eaten so well. What do you suppose canneries actually do with fish heads? I mean, I guarantee they don't waste them. They probably grind them up into, like, well, I think Perfidious Pete just accidentally stumbled onto the secret of where fish sticks come from. I'll allow it. What's wrong with the head? Just because it's just because that's where the face is, it's got a bad paradigm. You don't want to eat some critter's face? No, you know what? The face is the best part. You ever think about that? What if we've been wasting all of these faces all these years? What if the face is the most delicious bit? And the stigma has kept us from enjoying a taste sensation all these many years. Lewis's mind began to wander. All right, I'm beginning to wonder why his mind would possibly wander when the other option is an activity as fucking delightful as what I am engaged in. It appears we're in some kind of, I'm gonna say, Diablo-esque video game. I'm not, by the way, I'm not gonna stop chopping fish under any circumstances. Until I go into the grinder myself, these mackerel are getting hacked. Like a serial killer, hacking the heads off of mackerel?
Imagining a labyrinth.
Well, this isn't much of a labyrinth, really. Keep them coming, mackerel. I want to look for the dead ends, though.
Then something moved.
No, I'm looking for the dead ends. Okay, there's a dead end. I was going to say, this cannot be a proper labyrinth unless there is one or more dead ends. Feeling my way about. All I'm feeling is the delightful glee I'm getting from hacking the heads off of these mackerel. Keep them coming. Come on. I can do 2 things at once. Perfidious Pete's a multitasker.
Bats.
There are bats in here? Do I have any kind of, like, fighting or attacking powers in my virtual self? Doesn't seem like it. Why would you need bats and toads? You got all the fish you want. You're already hacking the heads off of a more evolved creature. Why are you worried about insects and shit? Well, I guess bats are technically mammals, but...
And things that have not names.
Oh. So he got called into the hoary realm of Cthulhu. Well, see, Lewis, what you should have done, instead of getting called into the hoary realm of the King in Yellow, you could have just stayed here and hacked the heads off of mackerels. He knew it was all in his head. He knew it was all in his head, or vicariously in the heads of the 1,000 mackerel he had deboned that day. Keep them coming. I'm never stopping with the fish, ever.
But he took it very seriously.
Oh, my staff is on fire. Also, 1 more mackerel for the grinder. Honestly, I'm moving my mouse so violently because the sensitivity in this activity is so low, it's actually making my arm tired hacking these mackerel. I'm moving my mouse back and forth so furiously to pan it, and my mouse, by the way, is about 3.5 pounds. I have a giant brick, and that's the way I like it. I like big mice, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a mouse walks in with the itty-bitty waist and a big fat DPI, you get sprung. Caught that one in the air. Gotta do it again. Come on, catch him on the first bounce, though, Lewis. I don't even want this fish to hit the ground. Look at me. I'm ready, coach. Send me in. Oh, there he is. Damn, though. I dropped it. That's going to be an error. Sorry. Yep. An unearned base right there. That was my fault. We're catching this. There we go. Come on, catch him in the air, man. I don't care what's at the end of this hallway. All I care about is catching this fish in the air. Come on, let's do this. Come on. Come on, Fishy. There he is. Oh, got him. All right, in you go. Some kind of dais and or throne. I really just want to chop fish. A campfire. Oh, hey, now we're in a 2D adventure. Still don't care, though. Fish are still better.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery.
It's not that dangerous. What could possibly go wrong? Worst case scenario, I accidentally fling my hand into the mackerel chopper. That'll cost me a hand, but it's not going to kill me. Although I suppose I could bleed out before medical attention arrives. Daydreaming at the cannery. Also, daydreaming at the cannery sounds very much like the name of a hipster band. I'm getting like, you know, fun, all lowercase with the period at the end, or...
With his boss.
Yeah. His boss was giving him glowing reviews. He's like, you know, say what you want about Lewis, but that guy deheaded 36,000 North Atlantic scrod yesterday. I got no complaints about his work. If he's daydreaming, I say let him fucking keep living the dream. This guy is getting work done.
Become a model employee.
Yep, exactly. See?
Tireless, focused.
Damn Skippy. See, the boss knows what's up. He's like, what? I wish I had 10 men like Lewis. I don't care what he thinks about. The man deheads fish like nobody. Look at him. He's chopping off heads like he's Sweeney Todd over here. In fact, Sweeney Todd could take a lesson from this guy.
All new Lewis.
Come on. Yeah, get the head gone. There you go. One more. Let's get it working. Yep. Come on. Keep him coming. I'm a big boy.
So I let him go on.
I'm doing... What? Why would you not... Why would you be afraid to let me go on? I'm doing great at work. Boss says I'm like a whole new man. I'm flinging fish into the chopper.
I even encouraged him.
Well, okay. It sounds like you made a reasonable decision. That's right, Lewis. The fish love it when you cut their heads off. I assure you they're not shrieking in terror, wondering about their last thought being of the family they've left behind. Hey, that dog's gonna eat my fish, though. Or alternatively, we could chuck the dog in the grinder, I guess.
He told me he'd made a new friend.
Okay. Lewis could have just got a pet dog. What's up, dog? You want some fish, boy? Who likes fish? You want some fish? You want some fish? Here's a big mackerel for you. Who's a good boy? I promise I will not fling you into the chopper, Pooch. Who's a good boy? I could seriously do this all day. The fish head thing, all friggin' day, man. All day. Oh, we got another save point here, it looks like. Can we get over to this campsite? No, I want to go camp with my dog. Guess not. All right, sorry, boy. I wanted to have a camp, and we could have had ourselves a fish fry. Lewis-topia? Well, we can't really give him props for imagination, but then again, you are talking to a guy who has a city named or a planet named Pete Cago, I suppose, in his Stellaris playthrough. So, little pot and kettle right. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell? Could he have built it without the native beaters? Hey, yeah, could you, Jim? Could you not play the drum? I mean, I know you're practicing for your bongo band and that it means a lot to you, but could you fucking take that shit elsewhere? I'd really just like to take a nap, and you're pissing my dog off something fierce. I can give you a freshly deheaded mackerel if you will just leave. Please? Jim? Come on. No? Anybody ever tell you you're kind of a dick? Oh, you're gonna follow me around now? Is this because I said I don't like your music, Jim?
Then he made musicians.
I see that you have found a friend, Jim. Fantastic. What's next? So I got Thelonious Monk and Jim the drummer here. You guys, can you give a brother 5 minutes, please? I just want to get back to deheading mackerels, and you're really sort of becoming a hindrance in the mackerel chopping department. It's all I really want to do is just chop the mackerel. He's chopping mackerel. There's one more for the pile. Now we have... Okay, now we have dancing. So I got a barking dog, a drummer, a man playing a saxophone, a bunch of dancing assholes. This fantasy's getting really distracting, and my ability to dehead fish is being seriously impeded. Started talking about a band. We're getting the band back to... Why are the fish getting more difficult to steer? Oh, they're getting caught up on the landscape because these things are actual objects? So Lewis's dream world is actually starting to interfere with his fish hacking. I don't like this at all. Oh, come on, man. Lewis, get around this building, bro. The mackerel got to go in the chopper. Now there's a tuba. Well, we got a real John Philip Sousa thing going here. It's a whole motif. I'm getting, look, the mackerel backing up. I'm starting to get into a real Lucy and Viv situation. I'm gonna have to start shoving them into my mouth. I like chocolate as much as the next guy, but fresh, deheaded mackerel doesn't have quite the same flavor. I'm only focusing on the fantasy reality in so much as it's interfering with my ability to chop the heads off of fish. Also, did we really need a second drummer? Dude, seriously? You're gonna play second fiddle to somebody, they should at least be playing the fucking fiddle.
Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Yeah, well, he should just be imagining himself more swiftly deheading fish. And how come everything in this town is like a chopped fish head motif? I'm beginning to wonder if Lewis wasn't the second serial killer, possibly the third serial killer now that I think about it, in the Finch family. Molly was definitely a serial killer. There's a strong potential that Gregory would have likely grown up to have been a serial killer as well. And now I'm beginning to wonder about Lewis too. All right, hey, peoples with your little dancing arms and your fish, whatever. I mean, you're just getting real crowded here, folks. The Lewiston JC's club is fucking really overdoing it here, guys. Do you mind? Do you mind? I don't know. I don't want to join the Rotary.
But his chopping was as reliable as ever.
Damn Skippy it was, because I'm a chopping
And
fool.
one day it struck him.
What struck him? This guy with the big stick? I'll hit you back.
At all the cheering crowds.
We're cheering for the efficiency with which I am deboning mackerel?
Even the stones under his feet.
Uh-huh. They all love it when I head fish. What's wrong with that? So Lewis lives a rich inner life. Who cares?
So he could do whatever he wished.
Aha. So absolute power has corrupted Lewis absolutely. Well, this is going to end in tragedy. Lewis, have you ever heard of the word hubris? Or read any of the works of, like, Aeschylus or Sophocles? No? Okay. Held an election for mayor. I'm pretty sure he's gonna win.
And he won.
Then again, a man with Lewis's fish-chopping abilities, all he's got to do is say, "I fish for every pot," and I'm pretty sure they would have elected him in a landslide, especially after he... Well, of course they begged him to stay, because he could deliver on the fish in every pot promise. Lewis Finch, a fish for every pot in 2016. And I mean that sincerely because I have deheaded a billion mackerel.
It became a game for him.
Now, what the game should be is deheading mackerel, though. This is the game. The game is the mackerel chopping. Okay, so we've got a boat. No. I can catch mackerel and then dehead them. My virtual fantasies have intertwined.
Conquer a city, then immediately push on.
Why you gotta be a conqueror? You know how he conquered them, though. It wasn't like violence or with war. Lewis conquered them economically with a sound policy of trading. And, he'd come into town with a buckload of freshly deheaded fish. He would sell those fish at a considerable markup, make a good gross profit margin, buy a small fishing village near the outskirts of town, let that investment balloon up until he was able to buy the whole city, and then he'd just move on to the next city. And what would he bring? Another giant shipload of freshly deheaded mackerel.
He started drifting away from our reality.
Yeah, just more fish, though, huh? This empire is founded on the power of deheaded mackerel. You dehead enough mackerel, he who controls the mackerel controls the world.
Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
This
Even as
a
his
dedicated
mother
employee.
pleaded him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Yep, I'm just gonna keep deboning fish. Ma, get the fuck out of the way. I got mackerels to chop the heads off of here. I don't care what you're saying. I got fish to gut. Come on. You want to do something useful, Mother? Could you go get me a clean glove?
He heard rumors of her.
In Lewisburg, he heard beautifuls of a beautiful prince or a handsome queen. Well, I mean, you get some, like, odd... I mean, normally those adjectives go the other way. Don't really care, but... Oh, she's a handsome woman. When you hear somebody say that, that's not really a compliment. A beautiful prince, that still works. I mean, what if he was talking about Prince, the musical artist? That man was beautiful. A handsome queen, though? You're rarely going to hear someone describe a woman as handsome and have that be anything other than an insult. Oh, she's a handsome woman, she is.
The queen was on her own quest for...
Sinister serpents, radiant rainbows. I'm going to go with sinister serpents because
Sinister serpents.
Sinister is the lefternmost path. Oh, look out. These serpents don't seem that sinister. They really just want to try and get work as a McDonald's logo. They're just trying to be the new enhanced version, the greenish arches. Don't shit on their dreams, Lewis.
The sound of her.
Oh, look out. There's a big snake man there. Oh, well, she's definitely playing electric sitar. Ravi Shankar, eat your fucking heart out, bro. Yep. More fish heads, please. Yep. Ravi Shankar only wishes he was half this good.
His chase led him to a golden palace east
Did it?
of the sun and west of the moon.
Every place is east of the sun and west of the moon, technically.
Even then, his logic remained sound.
Yep, and his fish kept remaining deheaded. Over here. There's the chop. I can't help but notice it's getting harder and harder to gut fish, though. Oh, there's my princess. Or rather, my handsome queen. Ma, she was a handsome woman. Shoulders like a linebacker.
The world was all in his imagination.
Look at those broad, musky, husky shoulders of hers. Why, she looks just like Jim Butkus on his finest day on the gridiron. And those hips, those will give birth to a mighty brood of children who can one day take my place at the cannery and dehead fish like a champion that they are. Why is this man over here just really excited and hopping around by that barrel? What's in that barrel, bro? He knew the world was all in his mind, but, you know, it's fine. I'm still just chopping mackerel. Why you gotta play hard to get, honey? Come on.
But he was so proud of having created it.
Yeah. And he just kept chopping mackerel and ignored the shit out of it. Because the mackerel were really the important part. It has nothing to do with anything but the mackerel.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
He'd become a mackerel chopping champion? The man for whom he had become the mackerel apocalypse?
Someone who'd never known success in the real world. I think it was overwhelming.
What are you talking about? Lewis has got nothing but success going on. Praise from his job or promotion, an unbelievable work ethic. The guy's willing to work not a double shift or a triple shift. He's working a sextuple shift, man, 2 days straight, chopping the heads off of mackerel. This is a man who was born for success.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon.
Now, the real Lewis is absolutely the one chopping salmon. Okay, no, I'm absolutely chopping salmon. Also, these are salmon? I've been calling them mackerel the whole time. Well, I guess I should...
Imagination is as real as my body, he told me.
Uh-huh. No, it's not. Your body's the one chopping fish, man. Stay with your one true love, Lewis. Don't betray your dream. A dream of an empire founded on the corpses of beheaded mackerel. Don't give in. Don't give up. Live the dream, bro. Pointy-headed spear guys with no fucking faces and turbans. Why do these things not have faces, by the way? Is it because he chops the faces off of so many, what are apparently salmon, that he's stopped seeing faces? It's just faces don't exist for him anymore? Nothing has a face? They're all just bodies waiting to go into the Grindatron 9000? Are my days at the cannery over? Oh, thank God I'm back where I belong. Whew. Well, that's a lot of blood, though. Was there an industrial accident at the cannery while I was zoned out in my mythical realm, maniacally slicing the head off of fish after fish after fish? Guess I can't go back to the magic realm. All right. Well, I'm trapped here forever. Guess I'll just drink some bleach then. Nothing else to do. Might as well end it. The LP Brown Cannery. Nice to see they still got that sweet laundry detergent here, because, you know, need a lot of laundry detergent at your cannery. Also, is it safe to have Destructo clean around food? I mean, people are going to eat these fish, ostensibly. Holy shit, for a place that's this loaded with cleaning products, too. Look at this place. It's a goddamn massacre. Take some of these cleaning products and maybe chuck them in that bucket and get to work on the floor. This grout, though. I don't even think it's grout. It's just basically one giant unending slew of blood. Also, why am I still wearing my regal clothes if I'm back in the real world? This place is filthy. You're like, Pete, it's a fucking cannery. Well, you know, even a cannery has to have standards, though, right? I mean, the health inspector's gonna come by and just see the giant puddle of gallons upon gallons of fish blood on the floor. He's gonna be like, hey, somebody's gonna clean this shit up, man. This is a significant violation right here. You can't have this blood all over like this. The Imperial Palace, 389 Storecrop Avenue, Orca Island, Washington. Oh, Imperial Palace is a Chinese restaurant. Okay. Whoa, hippy dippy trippy, man. It's like it's pulling me in. I wish I had my hookah right here, man. I'd legalize it and I'd do a little legalizing it right here, even though it's totally illegal. You began to forget the world we knew? I just want to go back to chopping fish heads. It's all I really have ever wanted. Hey, wait a minute.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis.
No, I don't give a shit about Lewis. Why are these fish getting dumped back into the ocean? Is this not defeating the purpose of the cannery? Excuse me. You're hauling them off of boats and putting them back in the water? This is the opposite of the way a cannery works. I am genuinely confused here. They're piping in water from the outside, and they're just throwing what are, I think, dead fish in the ocean. Wait, I gotta go back to my station, though. Hey, more fish, please. More fish. Come on. I need it, man. I'm addicted now. See, these fish are definitely dead. Why are we flinging their corpses into the water? And how come after they hit the water, they appear to be magically resurrected to life to swim forward happy and healthy? To freedom? I'm very confused. Lewis was a troubled young man. Oh, I got it. Wait, this is all in his imagination now. I see what it is. He's imagining this because he's like, no, after I behead the fish, then they get to go to fish heaven, which is this. I gotta say, it seems like a pretty shitty heaven, but it's better than the alternative. Big giant pile of fish heads. Okay. Please, this is the output of like 12 minutes of Lewis's work. There would need to be a team of people working round the clock to keep up with Lewis and his fish head severing pace. He is
despise the man with a royal contempt.
Why? You're just chopping fish, man. Why are you picking on Lewis? What he do to you? You're just a man here at the table working the Fishatron 5000 hacking heads. Oh my God, look at this giant pile of severed fish heads. This is all the work of one man. Lewis is the greatest fish murderer who has ever lived. No one has ever been more efficient. Look at the death and just... He's the apocalypse of fish kind. It's a fishicide. This is the Holocaust of salmon. The salmon cost, if you will. the Salmonicost, that actually works a little better, I think. All right, well, we're supposed to go up here. All right, Lewis, man, you know what? You were a simple man with a simple dream, and I want to applaud you for being damn good at your job, man. Damn good at your job.
I still thought I could save him.
Save him from what? A bright future as the head of a fishing concern?
Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
Uh-huh. That just meant he was getting promoted to CEO of the LP Brown Cannery because they recognized that he was an up-and-coming go-getter. I'm being crowned king. They've made me CEO.
With his companions.
And by that I mean employees, because all these people work for me now that I've been promoted to the top of the rank of the LP Brown Cannery as the greatest fish murderer of all time. They naturally fall at my feet in awe and wonder of my prowess. It's only natural that they would be celebrating and lauding me. I'm a conquering fucking hero. Can we get off this thing? Oh. Why is Calico? What? I don't have a cat. I thought I had a dog. Wow, you are really tall, sir. It's Andre the Giant, celebrant. Oh, well, hello. Good evening, faceless people. Hello, facelians. Yep. Jubilate. Continue. Celebration. Jubilation. All things wonderful for I, Lewis.
His queen waited, holding his crown.
Oh, please tell me she's a salmon. She's gonna cut my head off because that's vaguely guillotine-shaped. Please tell me my queen has a fish head. Fling himself headlong into the canning machinery? Pretty much. Yep. I'm gonna put my face in.
Bend down his head.
I don't wanna. just want to go back to Beheading Mackerel. Also, I don't care for this queen. She doesn't have a fucking face. I don't want to be with a woman with no face. Can you sir, please help me out. Don't make me be in love with this faceless monstrosity. Stab me with your spear. Anything. You gotta give me. You know what? Fine. Hack it off, then. What an ignominious end for the man who should have been king of the cannery. Yeah, there we go.
I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Except for the salmon, who are fucking glad he's dead because he was basically their Hitler. Ah, Lewis. What a fucking tragedy, man.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
I mean, I sort of did meet him. Also, I feel like he was the one Finch who maybe didn't deserve to die. I'm sorry, Lewis. You should have been a CEO. You should have been a god of the sea. You could have been the next Neptune, Lewis. But instead, you shoved your head into the guillotine at a fish slicer. Well, that's heart-wrenching. And you know what? My heart is broken. I'm going to wrap this episode up. It's also really long anyway. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Support does really mean a lot. If you'd like to get in on some sweet fish slicing action, might consider subscribing as well. We're probably not going to get any more sweet fish slicing action, but you know what? Like Lewis, this man can dream. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.